Some of y'all complain that my room looked messy, so I've hung up my quilt on the wall, and hopefully that's a nicer thing for you to lock your eyeballs on. Today I'm going to be talking about swing chords. The swing chords I'm meaning are just like 7 chords that have all of the strings either played or fretted. So you can get a really nice percussive sound by dampening the strings with your fingers. Here's the G. And I'll be discussing how to get your pick to work with your fingers to get that percussive sound, and also the chord shapes themselves. If you're playing your G like this, with that B string open on the top, you want to start playing your G with the B string fretted up to the D, like that. Now for the G7, all you do is you take that form where you've got your pinky here, and then take your index finger and lay it all the way across, and put your middle finger back down there on the bass note. Now the C7 is basically a B7 moved up 1 fret. So if you know how to do a B7, all you have to do is take that B7 and move it up. And in doing that, make sure that you dampen the B string with your ring finger, and that'll be easy because it'll be fretting the string below it or above it, depending on how you look at it, the lower string. And that will be sounding like this. For the D7, which would be the 5 chord in the key of G, which is a very common chord, would just be the C7, which is the B7. Just move your C7 form up 2 frets, and that'll become your D. So there's a regular D, and here's your 7D. And you can also take that G that's here, move that up 2, and that becomes your A chord. So that's also used kind of a little bit, being the 2 chord in the key of G. You can also spice it up a little bit by sliding up to the chord right before you play it. So that's just a really easy way. All you do is just take the chord form and bring it down a fret, and then just slide it up as you play it. Now, while you're playing your swing chords, you might also want to add a little bit of strumming where the chord is not actually fretted, but you just take your fingers that are down and then just lift them up a little bit so the strings are dampened, they don't play anything. Okay, so you can do that, and all you have to do is just, like I said, lift your fingers up just a little bit so the strings don't play. And the next thing I want to discuss is the pick. I'm using just a regular old pick, just like that. And this is an extra heavy, so I think it's a little bit over 1 millimeter. You can play with whatever pick gives you the sound you want. I just prefer this because I flat pick with it. But one thing that I found that's really helpful when you're playing swing chords is, instead of using this end, which is the pointy end, use one of the back edges. Now you can emphasize the bass note with holding your pick parallel to your strings. And then once you play the top notes, you kind of move your pick to an angle so it just glides across the strings instead of breaking across the strings. So here's a close-up of that for you. Here's how it looks from the front. And here's how it looks from the top of the guitar. By the way, I got a new guitar. While we were on the road, we picked this thing up, and it's another Blue Ridge 140, except its finish is natural. I like it.